Hello, everybody. It's Rick. It is Sunday, April the 15th already. My Lord. Months are going by fast. I don't remember them going by this fast when they were hammering me for child support. When I had to wait till the end of the month to get my check because I was broke. Something's interesting here. I just realized this now by looking at this. What you're looking at here is a dismissal. Another dismissal in New York. Just found out about last night from one of my guys. And it's interesting that it was issued on 3/27 of 2018. That's my birthday. All right, a little synchronicity there. And only one Angelo. Because every day I tell you guys, if you wish to reach me, my email address is rick0327 at me.com. Okay. And Angelo is like, Rick, happy birthday. Thank you, my brother. You're a good man. Tough guy. At the recording, we put the he embarrassed that girl, embarrassed her. Child support woman thought she was gonna bamboozle him. Ain't happening. Okay. All right. So what we're showing here is my man Joe was at a war with these guys. Okay. What Joe is one of these people I tell you about. Uh, he was married. Okay. And I've mentioned in one of my videos about the marriage agreements, the divorce agreements, their contracts. They're final too, by the way. And because these people are such greedy pigs, okay, that they cannot leave you alone. Okay, like myself, I was smart enough that when I was getting divorced, I, I made it known that I, under no circumstances, am I paying child support through the child support agency. So, years later, when my ex-wife took me to court, they couldn't help but force me into their system, because that's all they're about. They're just nothing but criminals, straight up criminals. All right, and this guy here, support magistrate, that fancy, look at it, support magistrate. Look at that, it's like a very judicial sounding name. It's fraud. It's fraud. It's misrepresentation. Okay, support magistrate. What the hell? Like, what the hell is a support magistrate? It's just a judicial sounding name to give the poor victims walking into court who are already frightened and did the responsible thing, which we all think the responsible thing to do is to go out and hire a lawyer, which it's not. Okay, as we found out that it's not responsible because they are part of the cabal of fraud. Okay, they're nothing but they're like, if you're getting ready to join some satanic group, a lawyer is the one that's telling you how great it is and all the good things you're going to get, and they're going to walk you through. And once you get there, you realize you've been had. Okay? That's all they are. Because they don't do anything. I don't know if anybody that's hired an attorney and had something good when it comes to this stuff, support. Okay? Think about it also. Like, if you hire an attorney and, you've been damaged, car accident, whatever, slip and fall, okay? They got to get 1/3 of that. So they got to get 33% of your pain and suffering. Okay? And then if you hire them to represent you for a divorce, you have to. What I suggest to everybody uh, is you have to do your own research, because you cannot rely upon them, because they're going to lie to you. So what happened with me was when I was going to court, and somebody said to me, oh, this isn't a really good agreement. And I'm like, well, thanks for that, but how's that my fault? I said, I had an attorney for that. I'm supposed to, do research on my attorney. And he didn't say anything. It's a joke. So it's like, what I'm supposed to be, you know, made to feel bad because I didn't get a good divorce agreement because I hired an attorney to do that. It's disgusting. And anyway, this guy here, what he's trying to do is he's trying to modify Joe's divorce agreement. It's a contract. Okay? They're not allowed to do that. And that's what this clown was trying to do. So what happened was his ex-wife wanted more money. Now this goes for all of you guys. If you're paying child support, okay, and maybe some of you are happy with it. Maybe you're paying through the system and you're happy with it. That's fine. But what they do is every 3 years, because all they care about is making more and more money, is they increase your child support every 3 years. They take you back to court. They cannot raise your child support unless there's a substantial change in circumstances. Okay, let me see if he has it here. Okay, sorry about that, but I have these sinus issues. Okay, here it is. Demonstrate a substantial change of circumstances. Okay, what that usually is a increase or decrease of 15% or more. That's the standard. Okay, so it shouldn't change. Okay, anybody that's getting an increase is 15%. God bless you, but nobody's doing a 15% increase in salary. Most people don't. Okay, standard of living is usually less than 3% a year or every couple of years. Okay, so what they were trying to do here was they were trying to increase it. So Joe fought back and forth, submitting my paperwork, and all we just kept plugging away with is where is the proof of a change of circumstances? Okay, obviously we're in the state of New York here. That's my home state, and I know these people very well. Now look at what we got here. Notice of entry. Okay, chief clerk of the court. You know what that's all about, right, guys? Somebody's been watching the Rick W. videos. Okay, they were not doing this. This is all because of me. Because I made it a point. Now, when I did it in my hearings, of course, they ignored it because they don't want to admit they're wrong. But they're covering their tails with everybody else. And I've had other subscribers of mine show me theirs, and they're doing it as well. They're like, "Hey, Rick, look, uh, they added the clerk stamp to mine." Okay, because the original one that he had didn't have it, and what they did was they must have went back and they added it to correct it without telling him. All right, so we're dealing with criminals here. Okay, now when you take a support magistrate and he's trying to alter a recorded agreement in the court, that's all his orders are forgeries. Okay, because he doesn't have the authority. Remember, support magistrates. Remember, I did the video a couple of weeks ago. They're non-judicial employees. Non-judicial employees have no power to do anything. All they are fact finders. So the purpose of these people, like support magistrates, the commissioners, uh, friend of the court, magistrates, uh, assistant attorney general, all these people, what the way it's supposed to work is they're supposed to gather, evidence and facts and then present it to a judge, and then you're supposed to have a hearing, and then the judge issues an order. Okay? But that doesn't happen. It takes too much time. And that's actually the closest way the due process is supposed to work. But what they do is, what they're doing in New York is they're just such greedy pigs. And plus, anybody that hires a lawyer is not going to go. No, they're not going to object and say, "Hey, I read Family Court Act 439. Remember, I showed you guys in my video a couple weeks ago. Um, Family Court Act 439 says that if it doesn't have a judge's signature confirmation, it lacks legal force. It's void." Okay, and I mentioned in my video, who was it? Neil. Neil in North Carolina had the woman on the phone, the child support woman, and she said that, oh, well, yeah, they're administrative hearings, but when the judge signs it, it becomes judicial. That's a bunch of horseshit. That's not true, because Burnham versus Superior Court, Supreme Court, says that the order lacks jurisdiction, personal jurisdiction, and it's void because it violates due process because judicial authority was not was not present. And it was during administrative proceedings, by the way. So that's Supreme Court decision that we're using a lot. That I found by some miracle back in June. It was just whoever was behind it, God, whoever. I mean, I found that by I don't definitely by some miracle, because it's helping us out. Okay, I mean it's a huge find. I mean, to say uh, that a non-judicial person, the Supreme Court saying that a judgment by a non-judicial person, coram non-judice, is void, violating the 14th Amendment, you can't get better than that. I mean, that's the highest court in the land. That tells every lower court that, oh, by the way, your orders are all void. But listen, there are more void orders on the books than legit orders on the books. Okay? And we have the ammo to do it. So we're just going to make the life difficult for them. And what we have here, okay, is an order of dismissal. Okay? Now, after examination, clear facts, case thereafter, the judge's petition is dismissed. Insufficient proof. Remember, no injury in fact. Same thing, no substantial change of circumstances. Okay, another win. All right, guys, and here it's Signa. We had I'm not gonna give away everything. Okay, Joe was nice enough to share it with me. Okay, to show you guys. All right, so in a couple of days, I have 2 dismissals to share with you guys. Okay, so if anybody out there is still on the fence, okay, you have nothing. I'm telling you, you have nothing to lose. I'm not a fraud. I'm not a con man. Okay, I provide sound information. Okay, all you gotta do is look it up. You don't believe me? Look it up yourself. Okay, look it up yourself. All right, and what I'm asking for is less than 200 and more than 100. Okay, what I'm asking for is usually what lawyers charge you for a consultation, where you sit across from a lawyer and he feeds you a bunch of BS, you know, like a football coach gonna, get you all excited and motivate you, and then once he has your $5,000 retainer fee, all right, hands it to a secretary, pat you on the back, and that's the last time you're gonna see him or speak to him. Okay, what happens is you've got to call them a number of times. They don't return your phone call. They don't return your email. Okay, if you think about it, if you wanna get in the business of stealing, the best way to do it is to go to law school. That's my opinion. Go to law school. Okay, the we have a former governor. He's deceased now in New York State. Mario Cuomo. All right, his son now is the governor of New York State. Andrew Cuomo, and his other son, uh, Chris Cuomo, is on CNN. Okay, they're all lawyers. All right, uh, and I know a story. They have a sister, and a story I was told from somebody that I know. Uh, she married a NYPD cop. This is a long time ago. And the first thing he made him do was he made him quit the police department, made him enroll, go back to college, and forced him to become a lawyer because he was not going to have his daughter married to some lowly cop. Okay, once he got him, and once he could become a lawyer, he can bring him into to bring him into with his bring him into the fold with his other friends. then he can make the real money. Okay, so and I made this is my opinion, by the way, about lawyers. Okay, I don't know if many people have anything good to say about lawyers. Okay, I just bought a book about a guy who had some type of judgment, and he had to hire a lawyer to get it. And what ended up happening was the lawyer caused all kinds of problems for this guy, and he wound up getting a large portion of his judgment when he was supposed to be representing him. Really sad story. And it's funny, every chapter, he starts off every chapter with a lawyer joke. Okay? Like, what do you get when you have two lawyers together in a room? Conspiracy. You know what I mean? So it's like they're not, they don't have good reputations. All right? They're tricksters. Like this one here, this guy here, John E. Stegmeyer. Okay? All right, so 16 minutes of me BSing with you, but really I'm just sharing an order of dismissal here, okay? And he's got some other work to do because they're still trying to mess with him, but they're not increasing his child support, okay? And if they're not increasing his child support, that means also there's no arrears. All right, so we have a victory here. Joe used my paperwork. Me and him exchanged many emails, and he's a fighter. And I don't want to say too much because I'm not going to give away his game plan. All right. So listen, guys, enjoy the rest of your Sunday. All right, and congratulations to Joe. Bye, guys.